Hello everybody, it's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on October 17, 2024. And it got cold here tonight. It's going to be in the 30s. And there's frost on the ground this morning when I woke up. I don't like that one bit. But it is what it is. Anyway, let's discuss the psychology behind the smear campaigns and how it happens. So as you all know, or don't know, there are 80 fusion centers in the United States. The fusion centers fuse together information based upon their surveillance of you and everybody else, but particularly targeted people. You know, and these criminals, they go into your house, they pick through your garbage, they look through your garbage pails, they look through all your dirty stuff, your dirty laundry, literally, and through all of your belongings, and they concoct a psychological profile on all the targets. What you eat, your lifestyle, when you go to sleep, who your friends are, what your friends do, and then they concoct a narrative of who you are. But what they do is, it's not a valid narrative. What they do is they'll take a little bit from here and a little bit from there and then twist it a little bit here and fabricate something there and then create a dossier, a narrative, and spread it through the community in which the target lives. So for instance, when I moved here to rural Kentucky, I knew nobody. I moved from Alabama, New Jersey, where I lived for 30 years in the same house. And then I moved here and I didn't know anybody. So how could anybody know anything about me other than there's a new person that lives down the block, right? How could they know anything about me? Meanwhile, the things that they knew about me were totally concocted, and they keep perpetuating the same narratives over and over again. I guess they must believe the lies themselves. They don't possess any critical thinking skills. But this is what narcissists do too. So we all know that within the intelligence agencies, they're mostly run by rogue criminals these days. I mean, there doesn't appear to be any ethics or morality, and most of the people at the top are severely personality disordered. And the smear campaign is actually a tool of the narcissist. So it's like actually the number one tool is to slander the individual so that they're isolated from other people, so that people that normally are friends with them will pull away because they're just not sure anymore, because the delivery of the smear campaign, the defamation, has a little bit of truth in it, just enough for them to believe it. So what is the psychology behind smear campaigns? A smear campaign involves the deliberate attempt to damage someone's reputation through false or misleading information. These campaigns are often characterized by exaggerated, distorted, or completely fabricated accusations. The psychology behind smear campaigns is rooted in several key factors, including manipulation, control, and group dynamics. So here's the breakdown. So number one, there is the projection and deflection. So with projection, the individuals leading the smear campaign, you know, sort of like the fusion center operatives who disseminate it, and then you've got some stupid ringleader in your neighborhood, you know, like the criminals down the block or the county lawyer, right? The individuals leading the smear campaign may project their own flaws or insecurities onto their target, accusing them of behaviors or characteristics that they themselves exhibit. You know, like being a heifer or being crazy. Yeah. This serves as a defense mechanism to protect their own self-image. Deflection. Smear campaigns can be used to divert attention away from the person leading the campaign. By attacking the target, the smearer shifts the focus, avoiding scrutiny of their own actions or behavior. And number two, the manipulation of perception. Then there's the confirmation bias. So smear campaigns exploit the human tendency to favor information that aligns with their pre-existing beliefs. People who are predisposed to dislike the target, they're more likely to believe the smears, even if the information is false or exaggerated. Then there's the cognitive dissonance, which I would imagine a lot of targeted people feel. I know that I did when I first realized that something was terribly wrong. I would go home and the underside of my carpets would be all sliced. It's like, how does that happen? But it didn't occur to me that somebody could have been breaking into my house. So there was the cognitive dissonance. How could somebody break into my house? I have an alarm system. The alarm would let me know. The alarm monitoring company would let me know. I'd hear bells and whistles. Nothing. So how could my carpets be sliced and somebody be breaking in if I would have been notified? So the cognitive dissonance is when you're presented with conflicting information, like the positive views of the target versus negative claims, they may experience cognitive dissonance. Some may resolve this discomfort by fully accepting the negative portrayal, especially if it fits their emotional biases. Yeah, so how could somebody have been breaking into my house when I had all these security measures in place? It wasn't possible. It didn't occur to me that somebody was actually hacking the system. Number 3, power and control. Dominance. The smear campaign can be a tool to assert control or maintain power, often in situations where the attacker feels threatened by the target's influence, success, or popularity. Social hierarchies. In competitive environments such as politics, workplaces, or even social groups, smear campaigns can be a method to weaken a perceived rival and secure a dominant position. Number 4, there are in-group versus out-group dynamics. Then there's scapegoating. Smear campaigns often thrive in group settings where people are seeking unity or conformity. The target becomes an out-group member or scapegoat, helping to solidify the in-group, quote-unquote, and its cohesion. And there's tribalism. Humans have a natural inclination to form groups, and smear campaigns can exploit this by presenting the target as a threat to the group's values and stability, thus rallying others against the target. Number 5, psychological manipulation of the audience. And they can do this through fear and emotion, repetition and familiarity. With fear and emotion, the smear campaigns often rely on emotional manipulation, particularly fear, anger, or disgust. By eliciting strong emotional responses, the campaign can create a sense of urgency or moral outrage, making it harder for the audience to think critically. And through repetition and familiarity, when you psychologically, repeated exposure to a lie can lead people to actually believe it, even if they initially doubted the claim. This is known as the illusory truth effect, where the familiarity with the falsehood increases the likelihood of its acceptance. It's crazy stuff. Number 6, narcissism and psychopathy. Well, narcissistic behavior. In some cases, the smear campaigns are driven by individuals with narcissistic tendencies. I mean, all of these losers and these perpetrators, they're all narcissists. Psychopaths, personality disordered, addicts. They're addicts because they're addicted to watching us. They're addicted to harassing us. They're addicted to surveilling us and stealing from us. And addiction is an obsession and a compulsion. Narcissists may feel entitled to attack others they perceive as a threat to their status or self-image. And they may have little regard for the truth. People with psychopathic traits who are leading the smear campaigns may also exhibit psychopathic tendencies, such as a lack of empathy, manipulation, and a willingness to harm others for personal gain. Number 7, there's the power of the rumor mill. Gossip and rumors. Smear campaigns often spread through rumors, leveraging the human tendency to share and amplify stories, especially if they are scandalous or sensational. Once a rumor is out, it's hard to retract, even when it's debunked. And then there's social media amplification. In modern times, smear campaigns are often amplified by social media, where false information can spread rapidly, making it difficult to contain or refute. And number 8, there is a victim blaming and gaslighting. In many smear campaigns, the target may be blamed for the attacks against them, further isolating them and making it harder to defend their reputation. Blaming the victim is just a tactic that is utilized kind of across the board. It's negating what happened to the victim. Gaslighting, it's a form of psychological manipulation where the smearer tries to make the target question their own reality, and sometimes convinces others that the target is overreacting or is at fault. So overall, the smear campaigns are designed to manipulate perceptions, divide social groups, and undermine the credibility of the target. These campaigns can be incredibly damaging, as they exploit psychological vulnerabilities in both the audience and the target, creating lasting harm. So it's not good to lie, guys. Not good to spread defamation or libel or slander. Just tell the truth about what's going on. So the topic was, what is the psychology behind smear campaigns? And also the fact that fusion centers, there are 80 of them across the United States. Why do we have 80 when we only have 50 states, right? Why do we need so many? For these information gathering centers. So they hire people, community-based agents from the fusion centers. They go out into the community and spread the defamation. So if you've ever seen one of these creatures walking around your neighborhood, please leave a comment down below. And if you know what the smear campaign was against you, also leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear what you have to say. So this is Lorraine, Alternative Homestead. I'm going to sign off for now.